team, we can play.
South Africa has the highest rate of youth unemployment in the world. Every year, over 1 million young people leave school and try to find work. Most of them face extraordinary barriers that all but guarantee they will struggle. These barriers build on existing inequality, expensive internet access, lack of social networks, high costs of transport, formal qualifications they don't have and often aren't even relevant for the job. And hardest of all, outright scams that exploit them. And if they are lucky enough to find something, it is usually short-term, offering little stability, often leaving them hustling for the next opportunity. Despite this, every day for the last decade at Harambee Youth Employment Accelerator, we've learned from young people with incredible resilience and resourcefulness. They are showing us exactly what needs to be fixed and how. 10 years and 1 million people later, we and our partners have learned so much. We've learned that there's no straight line from learning to lifelong earning anymore. Young people today are far more likely to zigzag in and out of a series of short-term jobs and hustles. That is the future of work. We've learned that it's possible to create new jobs for young people by focusing on the right sectors, even in a low-growth economy. We've learned that for employers, inclusive hiring actually improves performance and progression. But our biggest learning is that all of this is still not enough. In our second decade, we set our sights on a bigger goal: breaking the barriers themselves. How? By working with our partners in government and the private sector to build a better system. We call it pathway management. This happens through a network called SA Youth. Young people join for free, search opportunities nearby, and get personalized nudges for resources to help them right away. There's a toll-free line if they need to talk to a human, and the platform is zero-rated, meaning high data costs don't keep anyone out. Pathway management helps young people gain work experience and grow their income, which allows businesses to grow and societies to thrive. But it's not just about a platform. SA Youth is about getting government leaders, business executives, and civil society champions to work together to give young people one place to go for opportunities and support. It is a promise to keep young people inside of a network designed to work for them, even when they lose a job or fall out of training or further education. That's what we mean by designing the system around the young person. In the next 5 years, we will grow this platform to support 3 million young South Africans entering the workforce for the first time and deliver 1 million jobs and work experiences to them. In the following 5 years, we will triple this impact. Together, we can build a growing economy and a society that works, powered by the potential of young people. It's the future of work in South Africa, and it's an African solution for the rest of the world.
Thank you very much, René. There you are. You can switch on your camera and your mic, please. Switch on. I hope I said on and not off.
Thanks. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, René, and welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to prepare that video for us. We really did enjoy it, and I'm sure the delegates did as well. I'm going to ask if you have anything to add to your video before we jump on to questions and answers.
I do. I think it's important that after seeing that video, we set a little bit of context, and so I would like to add a bit more. Thanks. So you would have heard that South Africa has the highest rate of unemployment, And of the 1 million people leaving school and entering the labor market every year, 2/3 are not in education, employment, and training. And we heard about the barriers that young people face when looking for work. The barriers for women are higher because of the additional burdens and responsibilities that they carry. So they have less time to look for work and at a higher cost. And some of the other challenges that we face is that South Africa invests significantly in its skilling and education systems with a low return on investment, i.e., no jobs to show for it. COVID-19 has accelerated the willingness across sectors to meaningfully address youth unemployment as a crisis. And prospects for new job creation does exist in growth sectors such as agriculture, the automotive industry, digital and tech, amongst others. And we can leverage off efforts by working with government, the private sector, and young people, to change the system. So over the last 10 years, Harambee has learned that we need to find scalable solutions to help young people find jobs. And so for the next 10 years, we will be focusing on removing the systemic barriers for young people by creating more jobs that are accessible and visible to young people. And what's important to remember is that we have to keep the young person at the center of what we do. We need to commit to inclusive hiring, and we need to look for where the jobs are. We have to be partnership driven to build solutions for others. And so how do we do all of this? We build better systems, and we call it pathway management, as you would have heard in the video. And we do this through a platform called SA Youth. The platform was officially launched on the 16th of June last year by President Cyril Ramaphosa. And SA Youth is essentially a network of networks. And the objective of the network is to assist young people by keeping them connected, motivated, and helping them to get access to jobs and learning opportunities. The platform has 2 access points where young people and partners are able to join for free. Young people join the Mobi platform, which is 0 rated and data free, where they create a profile for themselves and will have access to jobs and learning opportunities. And employers can join the self-service partner network platform and post their job ads. And what happens in the back end of the platform is that algorithms uses the data points of young people and matches them to jobs with a consideration for the requirements of the role. And so when a young person logs onto their profile on the Mobi platform, they have a list of jobs that they're able to see on their homepage, which they've been recommended. And employers will have access to work seekers that have applied to their jobs and will be able to shortlist for the most suitable candidates. SA Youth also has a network of 3.1 million work seekers, and the platform promotes inclusivity, visibility of jobs, and fairness throughout the recruitment process. And then lastly, just to reiterate that the use of the platform is free for both employers and work seekers, and we're then able to share the links to these platforms with you. So thank you. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you, René. Thank you for that. Thank you for adding that, and it was really important. We do have a couple of questions from Claiborne Appis. Thank you so much for the question. As a startup focused on a minority group, and this being the deaf community, how can I partner with Harambee to create employment opportunities for the deaf youth?
Well, that's a good question, and I suppose the first answer or the first point would be to join the platform and make visible these opportunities for these young people. We do have a network of young persons living with a disability within our network, and that has been a focus for us since the beginning or since the middle of last year. The platform is a self-service platform, right? And the data that we get from young people are self-reported data. And so the challenge for us was, amongst others, was first of all identifying, whether or not the young person has a disability, what kind of disability, and that sort of thing. So we've been working really hard to get that data. But then at the same time, working with employer partners or clients rather to understand what their needs are, what the reasonable accommodation is for young people living with a disability. So absolutely join our network, and we can have a conversation around how we make these jobs visible and get young people, to join and apply for that.
Thank you, René, and thank you, Claiborne. I hope your question was answered. I think, René, you're very eloquent in doing that. Patience is asking, as a small business owner, what are the steps one should take to create employment and how?
Yeah, I mean, again, we've also just a new sphere that we're in learning about small businesses and what their needs are. And I think the platform creates the opportunity for small business owners to post their jobs, um, have a conversation with our team around, what can we do? How do we work together to create these jobs for young people? So I suppose that's the first step. We are delving into lots of other areas, micro enterprises, the gig economy, and that sort of thing. So absolutely ready to have a conversation with them.
Thank you so much. René, Jonathan Benetake can't hear you. I can hear you perfectly. Jonathan, perhaps it's a setting on your computer. Please would you just check that? Tim Damons. Harambee. What is Harambee's definition of a young South African?
So the definition of youth in the country is between the ages of 18 and 35. And so that's the focus, that's our mandate. But the platform is open to all to apply. Of course, because we're a funded organization, we'll only be able to report on youth that have been placed in certain opportunities. But I mean, as an employer, if you want to hire somebody through the platform that has joined, that is over, the age of 35, you are able to do that as well.
Thank you for answering that. And just as I don't see any more questions, but it is a request for the links and the website to join the network, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. I'll post it in the chat as well.
Yeah, please, if you post that. Anyway, delegates, thank you for your questions. René, thank you. You were part of the workshops yesterday. You were part of the Business Solution Hub today. Thank you for the time. We really do appreciate it.